the invalidated nikah that we have given just the name of them, I remember last time. And now we're going to go into details regarding those invalidated nikahs. Go ahead. Page number? Should be prepared, Sheikh Aladik. The person who reads is not going to prepare the last moment and just go and click for the pages. Yalla. You didn't have a microphone?
No, the link.
Okay, let's just use that one.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أما بعد. We are on page number 396, void marriages. Number 1, the sigar marriage.
No. Sigar or shigar?
Shigar marriage.
It's an SH, isn't it?
SH, no.
Okay, give it to me. This is because when it goes in direct line with this, it will do this. So if you just put it a bit down, yeah, put it down. It's going to go do this. Unless you move me, just move me here, move me a bit. Move me a bit, that will work out. You put me under the speaker, you see what I mean? The direct line, this is the frequency, how it works. Right. First nikah, al-shigar. The shigar is a nikah, it's been seen in our communities. I don't know if your community does it, but it is something which is known in our community. That is, the person who would not give the hand of his daughter to somebody unless that person gives him the hand of his daughter or sister. So it is like a swap. Now, some of them, they want to get away with it by naming a mahra, dowry. They think if there is a dowry, then no problem for that. Nikah al-shigar is not to do with depriving the spouses from their dowry, the women. Sometimes it does, but this is not the fact why it is invalid. The invalidation here is the way it is being conducted. You give me this and I give you that. So the condition here, that's makes it invalid. And Islam came to tie up the ties between the people, not to break them. Such a marriage is a foundation for breaking of the marriage. How? Anything happens, one cut the other. So if, for example, this marriage that took place, where he had married his daughter, or he married the daughter of the other person, or he had given the daughter of his to his son, and he's giving his daughter to the son of that person, then if, for example, his son, his wife, for example, she was not good. So the son of his, he said to his wife, go away from me. Now, the other party, the father would force the son, go and send your wife, and even there is nothing. Why? Because they send your sister back. Because they send your sister back, send their sisters back as well. Because of that condition, marriage, such marriage is not valid. I had been involved in a marriage which is like this. Well, our friend, he is a sheikh, he was married when he was young with this. His sister, she is married, the sister of our friend here, the sheikh. And that person, he had basically wrongly dealt with his wife in a way that he had humiliated her and sent her home. So the father of our friend, he said, send your wife home. He said, Father, I got nothing wrong with my wife. I'm okay. Got kids from her and everything. He said to him, if you don't send her back, I will not talk to you. I'm going to kick you out of my house. And that person was also to me, and I remember what I did, that I was talking to this person who's the father of his, where he's got one ear open and the other one is open. Whatever I say this side goes from the other side, out. He doesn't listen. He says, yeah, I know it's haram, yeah, I agree with you, and yeah, Wallah, it's not allowed not to do that. And then he looks at his son, don't you dare not to fulfill what I said to you. Kick her out. he's talking to him, and at the same time, he's threatening his son to go and drive his wife out of the house because the sister, in the hadith, which is Bukhari Muslim, also Umar, that the Prophet ﷺ forbade from the shighar. And also, Abu Hurairah, he said that the Prophet ﷺ, he had prohibited and forbidden the shighar. And he said, the shighar, the man says to the man, you give me your daughter for marriage, and I will give you my daughter in marriage. Or give me your sister in marriage, and I'll give you my sister in marriage. And also the Prophet ﷺ said, La shighara fil Islam. This type of marriage should not be existing in Islam. So this hadith says that shighar marriage is haram, it's not allowed, and it is opposing the Sharia. Prophet of Allah did not say whether there will be a mahar dowry or not. Regardless, it's just that condition. Right, so with this, we say that if you read there in your book, it will tell you the disadvantages resulting from such a marriage, and that is why it's prohibited. The second type, please.
Number 2, marriage solely for the purpose of making a woman once again permissible for her ex-husband.
This is a marriage which also still exists in some of the places where a person divorced his wife once, then she got back to him twice, got back to him, and then he divorced her the third time. He's not allowed to go back to her until she marries somebody else, a full marriage, and that person either divorces her or he died, and then she's allowed to go back to her ex-husband. But what happened after the third divorce? Both of the parties, one of them, he wants to go back to his spouse, but he can't because she has to marry somebody else. So what he does, he will make an agreement with another person to marry her. And that person usually is the case, he will be an old person. Why an old? Because will not be able to sexually intercourse with his ex-wife. So it's just a marriage on piece of paper, which is not allowed. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, no, until she takes his honey and he takes her honey. That means the intercourse has to take place. And such a marriage with such intention, just for the sake of making this wife to be lawful to her ex-husband who divorced her 3 times, this marriage is haram. Where the person who does it is under the curse of Allah. So if you becoming a person to be used to legalize a marriage to that woman who's been divorced 3 times by her ex-husband, then you are called at-taysul musta'ar, the borrowed billy goat. Have we talked about it last time? The borrowed billy goat. Billy goat, at that time they borrow him. So somebody who's got goats, female, who's got a billy goat, which is the male, he borrows it from the next door neighbor or another farm or another shepherd, and then for a time, and then he will send him back. And by this parole, there's no hiring here. Why there is no hiring? It's not allowed to hire because they hire him for the sake of intercourse, and basically this money is going to be paid sometimes for no intercourse because you don't guarantee that that billy goat is going to make the mating with the sheep goats. So if you pay something for this and you are onto like gambling here, whether I'm going to be, maybe he's going to be mating, maybe he's not, it's according to his mood basically. So that's why Prophet of Allah, he forbade renting. It has to be what? Borrow for free of charge. Okay, so bring the billy goat, take him, then he will mate with the goats and send him back. The same thing, this takes place. Allahu Ta'ala a'lam. Right, third type of marriage. And the Prophet ﷺ said, لَعَنَ اللَّهُ الْمُحَلِّلِ وَالْمُحَلَّلَ لَهُ. Even the one who is being made halal to him, he's under the curse. Now.
Number 3, marriage of pleasure.
Okay, the marriage of the pleasure is also haram. Marriage of the pleasure is called mut'a, which is the nikah of the Shia. I have got a note that we have talked about it. Have we talked about it in details? No. Huh? Well, just briefly. So we did not go through it. No. Nikah al-mut'a basically is a nikah which is being made halal for 3 days at the time of Fath Khaybar, which is for a time and a period. That was because of a particular situation that took place. But later on, Prophet ﷺ, he called upon people and it is haram. And the one who said this hadith is Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu. So this is an obligation with the consensus of all our companions that nikah al-mut'ah is haram. What is nikah al-mut'ah? Basically it is fornication. But will divorce you, finished. And then he goes to another woman, and then she goes to another man. Same thing. This is basically like animals. And the Shia, they uphold this marriage to be a blessed marriage. So any children produced with this marriage is to be a blessed marriage. And of course, they don't really accept it for their mothers, nor they accept it for their daughters, nor they accept it for their sisters. And it's a marriage which does not serve the purpose of the marriage. What is this marriage for half an hour or 2 hours? So any marriage which is timed is false marriage. Now we come in to other types of marriages which are to be haram. Did I give you number 4 and 5 and 6? Yes? Okay. Now we come to the intention, which is, read the following title after that.
Concluding a marriage contract while having the intention to later divorce.
This is not a marriage for time. This is a marriage for, you are marrying the sister and you are intending to divorce her later on. Now that type of marriage, again, nobody will accept it for his daughter. Imagine that somebody wants to marry your daughter with the intention that he wants to divorce her later on. Is that allowed?
Sheikh, he said he can't hear.
Yeah, because blasting already, I can't talk like this, yeah, though. It's gonna be giving me a headache. Do you understand me? It's gonna be too loud. So what happened is that your speaker is loud here, it's not loud there. So they can't hear me at all?
Very vaguely.
It's going to be giving me a headache. Can I just ask if you could read it? Have you got a phone to your wife? Let's see how loud they want it. Yes, shouting on me here. Like, can you hear me like this? You can, but they...
They can.
How do you know? Can they just tell us, please? If they can hear us, please, can you just send a little girl? Just going like this. Yeah, okay, right. It's actually blasting here on our ears. The speaker's on top of us like a shower. Allah musta'an. Wait. This marriage, Sheikh Ibn Baz rahimahullah made it allowed. And other scholars, they have said this is a wrong fatwa. Which is, students used to come to some countries. And because when they come to the countries, they are youth, they're vulnerable. So he wants to secure himself not to fornicate. So he wants to marry. It's not for a certain time. No, he marries and he has the intention to divorce her later on. So actually, that intention destroys all. Why do you want to do a divorce from the beginning? The intention of, if you came to me to marry my daughter, you said to me, I am going to be marrying your daughter with the intention of divorcing her. Which father is going to accept that? Unless he's an idiot. Which father? I'm going to marry your daughter, but I'm going to divorce her, with the intention of divorcing her. Go somewhere else. There's no shop for you. You can't shop here. Fine. Al-Huquq al-Zawjiyya. Now we come to the marital rights. Yes? The couple rights. Husband and wife. I will translate from the book and add as well. Basically, he says that the family, father and the mother, husband and the wife, and the children, they are the foundation for a healthy society.
Sheikh, we mentioned many more other types of marriage.
I didn't really go through them?
No.
Okay.
We just mentioned that.
Okay, let me then go through them. I said number 4, because I asked, they said I mentioned them, so I thought I would explain them. Number 4, nikah al-mushrika, to marry a non-Christian, non-Jew. Non-Muslim. So she's not a Muslim, she's not a Christian, she's not a Jew. She is any other religion. She is an atheist, she's an Hindu, she's a Sikh, she's a Qadiani, she is Rafidah, believes in the Rafidas. That type of marriage is invalid. Straight away there will be separation. And the Prophet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالزَّانِيَةُ لَا يَنْكِحُهَا إِلَّا زَانٍ. The fornicator, only the fornicator will be married her. So, نِكَاحُ الْمُشْرِكَةِ وَالْمُشْرِكَةُ لَا يَنْكِحُهَا إِلَّا مُشْرِكَ. And the one who is polytheist, mushrika, normally the mushrik will not allowing that. Also, we said, number 5, نِكَاحُ الْمُلَاعَنَةِ. I'll explain the mula'ana. I remember saying the mula'ana is from the word la'ana. La'ana means the curse. And this is happening when we have, for example, a person who accuses his wife of fornicating. And he says, she fornicated. Or, these children are not mine. So, if he was not the husband, he has to bring what? 3 other witnesses beside himself. Otherwise, he will be lashed 80 times, flogged 80 times. Because he said, if all of the 4 has to see the actual thing. We talked about that last time? No. Okay, so please remind me, because when I give talks of somewhere else, did I say it here? Did I say it there? Okay, right. Basically, that if the person accused a woman of being unchaste, she is not chaste, she is fornicator, he has to bring 3 witnesses beside him, he's the 4th, okay? That all of them, they said, they saw al-mirwat fil mikhala. You know the rod, into the rod, the eye rod? Then they see the actual thing in the actual thing. It's not hugging, it's not kissing, it's not embracing, no. They have to see the actual, intercourse. And it's almost impossible. So they have to see the actual thing in the actual thing. Private part of the private part. Otherwise, if 3 of them testified, and the sisters are talking, by the way, how can they listen? Huh? None of the sisters are good. So, if 3 of them testified, and 1 did not testify, all of them will be what? Lashed. All of them. If 3 of them testified, and 1 did not testify, all of them will be lashed. So, one day, Abu Bakr, the time of the reign of the Khilafah of Umar, he said, I saw such and such, she fornicated. And he saw it. So he came to Umar. He said, 3 other witnesses or the prescribed punishment on your back, 80 lashes. So he brought another person. He asked, yes, I saw it. And the 3rd time, yes, I saw it, the 3rd one. Then you have to stone that woman. Do you understand? It becomes 4 testimonies now. Because of 3, and now 3 testified, and the 4th did not. But if he said that other one again, and you want to lash him, so his testimony becomes a testimony. Even though he did it twice, it becomes 2. So it becomes 4 testimonies, and you have to stone that woman for fornicating. So that's why, if you've seen something like this, the best thing is to be quiet. Either you send a letter, or if you're a friend of the father or the parent, Alhamdulillah. You could tell them in a nice way, in a better way, but this is really something difficult. In a society which is conservative, no way that this will be sort of something easy. Death can result from this. People shoot on another because of this virginity of their women. So the women protected in their honor. I'm not saying that if you accuse the man of fornication, you're not going to get the same thing. You will be lashed as well, 80 times. That the women to be mentioned in the Quran. وَالَّذِينَ يَرْمُونَ الْمُحْصَنَاتِ. The ones who accuse the chaste women without any proof, they will be having lashes and the backs. But the husband is being exempted. The husband. So he accused his wife, and the matter was raised to the judge. Then make 4 testimonies. So he will testify 4 testimonies. That she had fornicated, by Allah she fornicated, by Allah, 4 times. Then the judge will ask somebody to put the hand of his on his mouth, in his quiet mouth. And he will tell him, the judge, the 5th one, this will implement the punishment. And the 5th one will be, he will say, and the curse of Allah upon me if I was a liar. So if he said that, then that woman has to make 4 testimonies to refute those, otherwise she will be put to death by stoning. So when he says the 5th one, that the curse of Allah is upon me, that's the mula'ana called, the curse. The curse of Allah upon me, if I'm a liar, then the judge will ask. Either you're going to take the stoning of the death, or you're going to say, you have not fornicated. So she would say, by Allah, I did not fornicate. The first one, there's the 2nd one, the 3rd one, the 4th one. Then the judge will ask somebody to put his hand on his mouth, her hand, a woman, on her mouth. Quiet. The 5th one, this one will lift away the punishment and will incur the curse upon you if you're a liar. So she would say, and then وَغَضَبُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ, and the wrath of Allah and the anger of Allah upon me if I am a liar. So if he said it, she will not be exempt, she will not be punished, and then there will be a total separation. This separation is forever. No way they could remarry. It's called mula'ana. So nikah al-mula'ana is invalid. So these people have to get married somewhere else. This is invalid marriage. Mula'ana, khalas, there's a curse. So they'll be separated totally. As for the children, if he accuses the children, then the judge has the right. Either would say, no, these are your children because the fornication took place after the pregnancy. Or if it's before, then he will attribute it to the woman, to the wife, but not to the man. So there will be the sons of the wife, not of the man, because the fornication took place after, before the pregnancy, and there's a doubt there. Maybe it's not his children. Okay. So it according to the judge what he believes. So this is called nikah al-mula'ana. Number 6, nikah al-kitabiyat. Yes, marry the one who are from the people of the book. Marrying the people of the book, meaning a woman who is a Christian or a Jew. That's it. Wal-muhsanat, the ones who are chaste from Ahlul Kitab. Those are mentioned in the Quran, Surah Al-Ma'idah. What time is it, Imam?
No.
Now?
Yeah.
The adhan is now. Right, we'll just finish this. One last note. So this woman, she has to be Christian and or Jew, and she has to be muhsana, chaste. Now muhsana, the scholars have differed. Is it muhsana that means she is having a chaste life and plus she could be married as long as she's not fornicated? Or she has to be virgin? Our Shaykh al-Albani says she has to be a virgin. Muhsana means she has to be a virgin. So any person wants to marry from the Christian or the Jew, she had any male intercourse before that. That's the condition of Kushara. Other scholars, they said, no, as long as she was chaste. She's not a fornicator. She did not commit zina. She did not have a boyfriend in her life. She had a proper marriage and divorce, there's no problem. But, as I said, the word muhsana, what does it mean? So, if it is virginity, if you marry somebody who's not virgin, your marriage is invalid. If it is to do with not virginity, but as long as she's chaste, she did not have a legitimate wedlock or sort of marriage before that, so intercourse with that, fornication, then otherwise it will be invalid. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam. We will continue with the other 7 and 8 up to 11, isn't it? Yes. Okay, inshallah.